Hello guys, welcome to the video. Today I want to make a video about Jehovah's Witnesses, and even though I explained in one of my later videos that I wouldn't be doing this very often, I also want to make sure that the witnesses start paying for what they have done to thousands and millions of lives around the world. And today I want to analyze a video from Telltale, another YouTuber that criticizes Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses and their teachings. He himself is a former Jehovah's Witness, and I have seen his channel multiple times, just like John Cedars, and I have seen other videos. But today I want to analyze this video with you guys and talk about something that has been bothering me for quite a while. Let's listen.
Links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com.
Hi, I'm calling in for Fork, and they just wanted to say that they don't think I told you this before, but as of this year, I'm a college student at 13, and that it's sad that many religions discourage higher education because I'm really enjoying it.
Yes, Fork is somebody on my Discord, so thank you for calling in for Fork. That's awesome. Thank you for the information, Fork. Jehovah's Witnesses do discourage higher education, and that's extremely disappointing to me. In fact, they have blatantly outright said that they fear that people are going to start believing in evolution if they allow people to go to college, basically. Now, it's not outright banned. Going to college is not outright banned. You'll not be disfellowshipped for it or excommunicated or whatever for going to college, but it's heavily discouraged, and you could deal with some level of social shunning. People will consider you kind of bad association for going. A lot of the time, what they'll do, since it's a largely uneducated group of people as a result of their rules against college, typically you'll find that there are one or two businesses in the congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they will hire all of the other Jehovah's Witnesses to work for them.
Okay, let's talk about that for 1 second. So recently I worked under Jehovah's Witness company, own company. And it wasn't owned by the organization themselves, but it was owned by one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And this is very accurate what he's saying right here. He's saying that basically, since Jehovah's Witnesses are discouraged from going to college, because quote unquote, being a doctor and being something professional will not be used in paradise, they tend to have brothers that have companies that will hire you so that you can do work for them. So many times witnesses stay under the umbrella of other witnesses. And for example, I worked with 3 Jehovah Witness companies. 2 of them were really terrible, and one of them I look upon fondly. The witness was an elder, and he was a great human being. He was an amazing mentor, an amazing guy. He had a lot of patience with me when I was really immature, not only in their religion, but also in life. But the other 2 businesses basically delivered the worst times I have ever had in my entire life. But back to college. College is highly discouraged by the Jehovah's Witnesses. The Jehovah's Witnesses use this excuse that since there's not going to be any doctors in paradise because everybody will be healed by the power of God, that you don't necessarily need to go and get a doctorate and become a doctor. You don't need to go to college. And what this creates is a vacuum. That means that Jehovah's Witnesses are forced, or not forced, but mentally enforced to follow a certain lifestyle. And the lifestyle is very simplistic, very poor. You're discouraged from following money. and you're encouraged to do hard labor for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter if you're 40, it doesn't matter if you're 30, it doesn't matter if you're 60. If you still need to work, most of these witnesses work hard labor work, which means that these brothers and sisters in faith, that like we call them, are putting their bodies on the line. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about that for 1 second. There's nothing wrong with you having a maintenance job or working in the field and working with the crops or working construction. There's nothing wrong with that. But what the witnesses don't understand is that not everybody likes that. Not everybody has to have that type of work ethic or that type of work environment. Not everybody has to be under the umbrella of hard-working labor to be a hard worker. And many of us just want to literally mind our own business, follow a career that benefits us, benefits our families, and that we can strive from it. But this is highly discouraged. Every time that you see a witness with a Mercedes-Benz, a BMW, an Audi, they'll say bad things. He's materialistic. He loves money. He doesn't care about his family. He must be spending money like crazy. Jehovah's Witnesses just don't know how to mind their own fucking business. And unfortunately, that creates a culture of, paranoia, to the point that you decide, well, I'm not going to buy this car. I'm not going to buy this TV. I'm not going to go to college because all these people are going to start talking behind my back and they're going to make my life a living hell. Remember that the Jehovah's Witnesses live in this ecosystem that is in everything that's included in that ecosystem is witness related. So every friend, every family member, every mentor, everything that you do is based on that religion and on those beliefs. So every time that you try to go away from it, every time that you pull away from it, there's going to be resistance from the community because they're going to be like, well, you're not supposed to do this because this displeases us, and it really doesn't please God. It doesn't please Jehovah. One of the things that bother me the most about this college situation is that for us that break away from the religion, it's hard. Because when we break away, not all of us break away at our teens. Not all of us leave at 18 because we wanted to bang the girl next door or because we just didn't feel the need to be in this religion anyways. Some of us leave with marriages on the line. We leave with very zero world experience. We leave with no money. We leave with no professional skills. We leave with no college degree. We leave with no ambition because we couldn't even be entrepreneurs even if we wanted to, because witnesses highly discourage it. So when you're out in the workforce, just like me, ever since I left the witnesses 3 to 4 years ago, I've been doing hard labor every single time. I haven't been able to go to college. And yes, it's easy to tell me, yeah, Daniel, but you have no excuses now. You literally have 28, 29 years old. You're still young. You can still go to college. You can still go. But when you were brainwashed for 24 to 25 to 26 to 28 years of your life, and you've been told college is evil, money is evil, and if you don't do this type of work, you're abandoning your family, then how the hell do you want us to react? And that's the lasting effect that witnesses have on those who leave. Yes, some of us are bitter. Some of us are playing the victim game. But the reality is the victim game is there because they are victims. They are a part of a culture that is toxic. Every time you did something, you had to watch your back every single second. Imagine that, going to a party with friends, and they're good friends. They're not using drugs or alcohol. They're just good people. And then you are liking this girl, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh man, do I really need to look behind my back right now? And that's the same with college. The moment you apply to a college, I remember the first time I applied to my first college and the only one that I ever tried to go to, they were like, well, think about it this way. Your spirituality is in the hospital right now. If you go to college, you'll probably die spiritually. All I was trying to do is study in computer science, because back when I was younger, back when I was 20, 21 years old, technology was advancing and I knew that was the field to be in. Instead, I had to relegate it to a technical degree of 6 months of computer repairs, which nobody does nowadays, by the way, because it's more expensive to repair a fucking computer than it is to buy a new one. And that type of work died. And that's part of the situation many witnesses are in. To the point that many of us have to make drastic decisions to literally pursue our dreams. Sometimes we even have to put our families on the line, because guess what? The witnesses didn't allow you to do that either. They didn't allow you or push you to do the right thing for you and your family, even if it meant that for a period of time, you will have tough times. No, the witnesses wanted you to have a tough time every single month, every single day, every single hour, every single year, because that's their ecosystem. If your life is hard, you have to rely on Jehovah. Not on your own wits, not on college, and not on your own skills. And trust me, I still believe in God. I still believe that we have to rely on Him. And trust me, I'm one of the few that does. But I also believe that the same way God is a creator, I'm a creator. I can do things with my hands. I can have the imagination to build something with my own skills. I shouldn't have to rely on God for every single decision that I make in my life. Yet, witnesses overly rely on God like if He's a servant to them sometimes. And it's really annoying to me, because in my mind, Proverbs itself says that those who work hard and are good with their hands will work in front of kings. In other words, hard work fucking pays off. But this is not set in the organization. This is not encouraged in the organization. You're encouraged to work hard, preaching door to door, making disciples, but not taking care of yourself. And that's the problem. When you hear people like Telltale say stuff like this is the reality of the witnesses. The witnesses make everybody's lives harder. I was fired by a Jehovah's Witness not so long ago, and it changed my whole mindset of the world and how it works. I've never been fired by any worldly people. Imagine that. If you're a former Jehovah's Witness and you're sitting down here and witnesses are telling you, dude, worldly people are gonna literally treat you like shit. And they're gonna fire you, and they're gonna humiliate you, and they're gonna be the meanest, most disgusting people in the whole world. That's a lie. Every single worldly people I have worked for has had more empathy, patience, and calmness of mind than any Jehovah's Witness I have worked for, except for the guy that I talked about in the video before. So keep this in mind. If you're a Jehovah's Witness and you're still in the organization, don't let the witnesses discourage you from following a career that you like, from following money if you want it. If you want to take care of your family that way, go ahead and do it. Don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers in New York, and go search for what you want, because nobody's gonna search it for you. And trust me, if you leave, and for those of us that have left this organization, if you leave without a college degree, if you leave without ambition, if you leave without skills, trust me, it's going to be hard and it's going to be a pain in the fucking ass. Because it is the real world we're talking about. We're no longer in that cocoon that will save us and that will take care of us. Not even our best friends will do that in the real world. Not even our partners will do that in the real world. Not even our kids, not even our families. They will put you to the ringer if you don't deliver and if you don't push yourself to be better. So, for those that are still in the organization, leave. And if you leave, please, 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 learn something new. Don't do what I did. I fell under the umbrella of, oh my God, I'm only a maintenance worker. And I suffered the hell off. In all the maintenance jobs and all the landscaping jobs that I have had, only one of them I liked, and I stayed in there for 2 years. And even by the end of the second year, I was miserable. Because not all of us are meant to do that type of work. The Bible itself says it. Everybody has a different role to play in the body of a human being. The same way, we all have a different role to play in this world. And not all of us have to fall under the umbrella of a hardworking Jehovah's Witness. So, keep that in mind, guys. I hope you have a great day. Happy New Year and pa'lante.